So in one of my previous videos, I was talking about escaping loneliness and the effects of feeling alone and whatnot. But this time I'm going to talk about being alone and doing things alone. I think it's a very, very important thing that people get used to being able to do things alone. Doing things alone can be very therapeutic and very healthy to yourself, because you're always alone at the end of the day, at the end of your life, at the end of the story, however you want to look at it. And I think it's a very, very good thing to get comfortable with being able to sit in your own solitude. There won't be a need for relying on others, being codependent, and forming any other unhealthy attachments to people or things or whatnot, because you're so used to being alone and you're okay with it, that being in your own solitude becomes a very positive thing and you look at it differently. One thing I tell people to do is go to the movie theaters alone. I think it's a very nice experience because, it's no different really from being in your room and watching a movie alone with your snacks. You may or may not be surrounded by people in the theater depending on where you live or what time you go, but it can be a very nice thing. You just go get your tickets. I preferably get my tickets online, so I purchase them before I even get to the theater. So I just walk in, get my snacks. If I want snacks, I just go straight to the back where the people do the scanning, and I go to my theater. I know some people, or many people, feel like they're being judged for doing things like that alone. So that's like an idea to get you started. Going up to the kiosk and you're there by yourself and you're overthinking and it's just you. You're like, oh, what if they think I'm this? Or what if they think I'm that? And you're thinking so much about your perception. It's actually really not all that uncommon for people to go to the movie theaters alone. I've went a multitude of times, and after the theater, I may end up talking to someone who was in the same theater as me, and we just talk about the movie or whatnot. It's a very interesting experience. And no one's really even thinking about you like that, because if you think about it, when you're purchasing tickets, they've probably seen hundreds of people just in that day alone, especially if there's like a popular movie that just came out. So you're just one of many faces they've seen, and some people wait for their friends. So there might be other solo people purchasing a ticket by themselves because they're waiting for people. But the people behind the kiosk don't know that. The behind the window, they don't see things like that. They just see a bunch of faces and they're getting their job done and they're just trying to get through the day because they're in their own head as an individual. Another thing is like going on walks alone. You can go on the walks in your neighborhood. Maybe you can go drive to your favorite park and walk around. So yeah, that's like 2 little ideas you can probably utilize to get started on that journey of yours. I think what helps me more is that it's natural to me because I'm an introvert, and I typically do things alone because I just prefer. There's been a few times where I've actually went out to a restaurant and eaten by myself. But it's not like crazy big restaurant. It'd be like a Denny's or an IHOP or something. Everyone's going to have their opinion at the end of the day. So you may hear that from some people, that they just look down upon it in some way. Maybe they're coping. Maybe they're projecting. You never know. Now, another very big thing that I believe is a good thing and very beneficial when it comes to doing stuff alone is that you get to experience as many things as possible without having to wait on other people. This friend working, this family member doing this, someone has this plan or this schedule, and it's a lot of work to try to plan things, especially if you're an adult. Everyone has obligations and adult responsibilities, so it gets hard to meet up with that friend or meet up with that family member or just do things last minute. And doing things alone can definitely speed up that process. If you want to see a movie before it gets out of theaters, if you want to go to this event before the tickets are off a sale or sold out or something like that, because you do have only one life, and we don't want to look back and regret anything like, oh, I wish I went to this spot, or I wish I did this. Live in a way where you'll never have to say, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. When you think of it and you really want to, go ahead and do it. There are so many situations that I do regret that I didn't go out and do something because of how fun it looked or how crazy or cool I end up finding out about whatever event or situation it was that I noped out of, simply because I'm like, oh, well, I'm by myself. Everyone else is going to pull up with their friends. I'm going to just be like a little awkward. I'm quiet or whatever. Like, that's really just in your head. No one else hears that but you. When you're feeling those emotions, no one else is feeling those things but you. So it's up to yourself to utilize that muscle and grow it and grow it and grow it, so you can go out into the world and experience things and experience life. If you're doing it, there's very well another person who's doing it, just off of probability. You're not the only person going through this. You know, I went out to a concert for the first time by myself, and you know, it was like at night. I drove all the way down there. I really wanted to see this artist perform, not from America, and I don't know when I would have been able to see them. So I went ahead and got the tickets. They're in my town. I went by myself. I went in the venue, kind of quiet, kind of awkward. Friend groups here, friend groups there, some solo people. And then I ended up just chit-chatting with some dude, and he was pretty cool. And we just got to talking, got to chilling. And then the music came on. We were all vibing, and it was a really good time at the end of the day. I've also got my foot out the door when it comes to traveling. I've traveled alone by myself. It's a really fun thing. Like, there's just so many experiences that come with it. So yeah, it's all about living life and experiencing life and just playing the game of life. So I wouldn't think too hard on that and what other people think of you. Just do it alone. Just go ahead and get out there. Put one foot in front of the other. And before you know it, it's like clockwork. It's like chicken dinner. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say for this video. It's not really much to say on this topic, or maybe there is. You can let me know down in the comments down below, as you all have been doing for each and every video. I really appreciate it. I do read the comments. Let me know what I missed, or let me know what things you like doing by yourself and what experience you've got from it and what fond memories you have of these things. Or if you've never done it before and now this video probably motivated you to start doing something, let me know. As I always say, make sure you take care of yourselves. Stay hydrated, drink some water, get some rest, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.